Good morning and welcome to Morning Moments. I'm so glad that you came and joined us again this morning. I have a actor of film and television. He Steve Mokate. He's our guest today, and he is on. And we've had several of the folks from Vindication, as Jared calls them, the Vindicators. Steve, thank you so much for joining us for Morning Moments.
Oh, it's really good to be here. Thanks for asking me.
Tell me a little bit about what do you do and why do you do it?
Well, I'm a late bloomer to the acting thing. I started doing it when I was 45 and I'm 61 now. I was going to get into acting when I was in college, but I played football, and the football team and the theater department didn't mesh very well socially or schedule wise. So I suppressed all that until I was 45 years old and I became an actor. And so I've been doing it now for about 16 years. That's my passion, and my day job is I work for a Japanese food company. We actually make soy sauce. It's called Sanjay. You can get it at your local grocery store.
All right, good.
So I've been married for 20 years. 10 grandkids, 6 kids.
Wow.
Everybody's local. Everybody's right around here within 20 miles. So I'm real fortunate in that regard.
Good. And where's here? Where about? What's state?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in Dallas.
Dallas area. Oh,
beautiful.
Yeah,
suburb of Dallas called Garland, Texas.
Yeah. My wife and I've been to Texas several times, and when we were first married, did a lot of kids crusades right around that Dallas area.
Good.
So we're
good.
Familiar with it. Been there a few times for work too.
All right.
Oh, great. So the acting bug, it hits you. You came back to it after kind of letting that dream and that gift stay dormant for a while, right?
Yeah, I got like I said, it didn't work out in college, and then I got married and had kids and got a career and did all the things that you're supposed to do, right? So, and then when I was in my mid 40s, I had a job that was a little bit flexible on hours, and I was able to pursue the acting thing. I took a bunch of classes, did some improv classes, finally got an agent, and now I have 5 agents. But yeah, that's when it started to click a little bit. It was right after 45, 46, when after I got the acting classes, things started to happen a little bit. And I'm not saying that I've reached the pinnacle by any means. I have a long ways to go, but at least I'm on the mountain.
Yeah. Right.
Heading up a little bit.
Yeah. This is your second year on Vindication, and what a great series that's become, and it's got some great messages and good themes, and good faith-based television.
Yeah, I'm fortunate to be on there, and it's kind of weird. Most every job I've ever done came through an agent, but Vindication, I got it on my own, which is pretty much unheard of at my level. I went onto a site called Actors Access, and I was just skimming through, and it just popped up on the screen. I submitted my information. I got an audition, and I booked it, and been on there ever since. It's kind of odd how that happened, because that just isn't the way it goes usually. All the good jobs come through agents, and I consider this, the best thing I've ever been part of, and to get it on my own is just kind of unusual.
Yeah, it's been a real nice, a wonderful cast, and good group of people. I'm sure on and off the camera is good to hang around, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, they're all, I've given a lot of these podcast interviews, and I kind of sound like I'm being redundant, but they're all my best friends. Everyone on that, on or off set, they're my best friends, are some of my best friends in the industry. They're all just great people, good citizens, good Christians, good fathers, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends. They're just good people all around. And, I'm consider myself fortunate to have them as friends, starting Jared at the top, going all the way down to, everyone else. It's good crew. And I think that translates on film pretty well. You can tell that we all get along pretty well. Except for me as the villain, nobody gets along with me, but that's okay too.
Yeah, I was just talking to folks about season 2 being, we're watching it now week by week, and we binge watched the first season, and your character's starting to get a little darker and darker every week.
Yeah, he gets a little bit darker as time goes. Can't really say too much, but he's going down that dark path for sure. Not sure where it's going to end, but you're gonna have to watch and see.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what a lot of the films and television is truly reflective on our life story. If we're not careful, we can just go down the wrong path, and if not for the grace of God, we too can make bad decisions and go down wrong roads.
Yeah, I've been consider myself a Christian. I have been my whole life. I had kind of a rough childhood and kind of bounced around a little bit. Didn't have parents per se. Uh, and then when I got married to my wife, now we've been married for almost 21 years. When we were getting married in that church, something kind of came into me, and that's when I started to really feel the whole power of Christianity. Was the day that we got married, 21, a little bit over 20 years ago. We got married. This past June was our 20th anniversary.
Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of helping me make better selections on the projects that I partake in. Not all of my projects are faith-based. Some of them I'm kind of embarrassed to have been part of. But at the time when I took the job, it was, I was trying to get notches on my resume, trying to get a paycheck. And there's some things I've done that I do regret, but it's there forever. You can't get rid of it. It is what it is. And just moving forward, I just try and be wiser about some of the things that I choose to do.
Yeah.
The right path.
And that all comes with our walk too. Sometimes we all make decisions earlier in life that we wouldn't make today. And I know Cameron's got a real trust for Christ over career, and there's so much to say, not only just in the acting world, on our day-to-day journey. The choices that we make, are we putting Christ above our career and above our priorities, and putting him top priorities in our life?
Yeah, I'm not going to say it's easy, that if a job comes along that's, say it's a $10, $15, $20,000 paycheck, but the material is not really what you want it to be. That's a tough decision when you have bills to pay. So you really have to look inside yourself and decide where you want to go with that. But it's getting easy. I love being part of Vindication because every script that we get, there's not going to be issues with it. Obviously it's faith-based, it's going to be pure, it's going to be everything you want to be part of. And hopefully we have several seasons left to go. We're on number 2. Hopefully there's, many, many more.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Is there anything that special that lessons that you've learned during this challenging times, anything that you can share that just where you've just huge steps that you've taken, or places that maybe that you've learned?
Just patience I think we've all learned a lot of patience during this COVID thing, right? Being at home for all those months with just your family, not being able to leave, or you couldn't go out and do anything socially, and you had to really have some strong patience during that time. The divorce rate went crazy during COVID. The suicide rate went crazy during COVID. So that's where patience comes in. You just got to kick back and relax and not be so uptight about everything. I've not that I've ever been a really uptight kind of guy, but I'm a lot less uptight now than I ever have been because of the COVID. I just learned how to just go with the flow. There's light at the end of the tunnel. There always is. Nothing's ever as bad as it seems. That's cliche, but it's pretty true. My life has always been pretty true. What's horrible today, you won't even remember a year from now, for the most part.
For the most part, yeah. For most of the time, the only thing we have control over is our response. And but sometimes you just have to keep telling yourself that on a daily basis with the way things going.
Sure.
Well, Steve, it's been a delight getting to know you and finding out a little bit more about you. And not only Vindication, but you've been on so many other films and so many other projects, and you've got some great stuff in the future too that we're looking forward to seeing you in. What I'm going to be doing is down below in the comments section, I'm going to be putting the films that you've been in and your credits and contacts, how do people in the industry can get a hold of you through that. But more important than that, I want my audience to, when you see Steve in his role in Vindication or wherever you see him, to take a moment and pray for him as the father, as the grandfather, as the husband, and as the actor, that God would continue just to keep him in the palm of his hand and give him strength for the day, and that let him know that he cares for him and loves him, and as he cares and loves for you. Thank you so much for joining me, Steve.
Thank you. That was very nice of you. I appreciate that. It was great to meet you.
Thank you. And thank you all for joining me for more morning moments, and keep coming back.